Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, I am going to be sharing with you Halloween themed tarot decks. Now, I already did a version of this a year or two ago, and this is just volume 2. So these are newest collected decks that I have. So some of them are not officially Halloween decks, but I can see them being used for that. Some are fun, some are a little bit more spookier than others, and I have about 8 to share with you today. So let's go ahead and get into it. This video is kindly sponsored by Madam Glam New York. They are a nail polish company who are vegan. They are free from 21 of the most toxic chemicals found in nail polish. They are cruelty-free, meaning they don't test on animals and they never will. And they are palm oil-free, meaning they are produced with respect to the environment. So as a consumer, this is a company I can get behind. And they were kind enough to send me a bundle to share with you today. And this is what a bundle looks like. This is a lot of product for less than the retail value. So if that's what you're wanting to get started with, or if you want a curated collection so you can work a lot of nail polish together for matching sets or nail art design, this is the way to go. Like I said, you get a lot of product for less than the retail value. So worth it in the end if you are loving the product already and you want more of it, or you just want to start your collection out. This is a great way to start because, again, like I said, all of the nail polish works so well together, and there's so many different bundles to choose from on there. There's some with less product as well. There's mini bundles. This is just a great way to get started. They did send me a peel off base coat, and I wanted to show you how that worked. But before I do, I want to show you the colors that was sent. This is the rock, paper, scissors bundle. So if you want this exact one, that is what to look up. This one here is Spooky Pants. That is the pinky color here. And then we go to the fantasy. And what's great about it too is it will tell you that there's glitter on there. And I love the bottles too. They're very nice to work with, very ergonomically comfortable. So there's the glitter in there. Hopefully the camera picks that up. Then we have the Foggy Night. I absolutely love this green. It's a rich, deep green. And then my favorite out of the whole box here is this purple, and it's called Witch's Night. I mean, you kind of have to have that, right? So it's beautiful. Then we have the Cold Lips, which very fitting description for that color. And we have the Mysterious, which is a different earthy green. It's a little bit more sagey. And then this is Play Dead, which is another glitter, and it is this one here. Lots of great polishes for the fall season. Then we have the Inventor, which is also glitter. This is more of a nude. And then we have a little peachy nude here, which is called No Angel. So, like I said, I wanted to show you real fast how to utilize the peel off base coat, because if you are someone who wants to use gel but are afraid of damage to your nail bed, this is the way to go. All right, so the process is still the same. The peel off base coat goes down first, then your nail polish, then your top coat. The difference is that with the peel off, there's no damage to your nail beds. So all you got to do, you can use your fingernails, you can use your a cuticle tool, or like what I'm doing is the cuticle tool, and you just go around the edge and it lifts off beautifully. Don't just ignore the stuff that got on my skin. So there's no damage to your nail beds. This also makes it completely convenient to change your colors often. Super quick, super easy. And again, if you're somebody who wants to experiment with different colors, this is the way to go. This is what I use on my toes all the time because I use a lot of different colors on my toes constantly. And it doesn't hurt. There's no snagging. There's no damage to your nail bed. Just don't go in on it like this. Just lightly lift up. If you get it on your skin, it might be a little bit more hard like I do. I get it on my skin all the time. Yeah, quick and easy, painless, damage free. So if you were looking for an option to use gel, but hate the fact that you have to soak it off or you peel it off anyway and you're left with damage to your nail beds, the peel off base coat is the way to go. So again, thank you so much to Madam Glam for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to you guys who watch and understand that sponsorships like this allow me to bring content to you more often and quicker. So thank you so much, and back to our video. All right, let's start out with the Macabre Tarot. This is by Samantha West, published by Rockpool, retailing for $34.95. What stands out the most is obviously the packaging, right? It is in a coffin shape. It's fun with a gold foiling. There's a lot to look at here just in the packaging alone. So very spooky, on theme for Halloween. But then you open it up. It's not supposed to repeat. So that's very fun. A great gift. I use this deck more so for shadow work, for kind of like facing my demons, figuring out what I need to kind of focus on. But it's fun for the aesthetic and the Halloween season. The guidebook is just enough information to get you going. And it's fun, cheeky, like I said, a little bit on the whimsical side. There's the back. The cardstock is great. You've got gold foiling. And it's like almost a gloss, but it's a matte to me. It's very fun, dynamic. There's different names for some of the cards and for the court cards. So Haunting, Nightmare, Massacre, and Terror, I believe. So it's fun and different. I've never owned a deck quite like this. I get lots of interesting readings with it for my own personal readings, but it's just great symbolism for this spooky season. So much fun. And then it shuffles just great. I like the size of it. I feel like the price for this whole set is a really decent price. The battery has held up, and it's also something that you can change too. So once the battery in the packaging dies, you can get a new one. I think it's like a watch battery. So this is not technically a Halloween themed deck, but it pretty much is to me. If you have this deck, let me know what you think about it. Has your battery gone dead yet? All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, next up we have the Ghoulish Garbs Tarot. This is independently published, and it is only the major arcana cards, so no minors in this deck, and a guidebook. So this retails, I think, for $35. It might be a little bit more expensive. I cannot recall exactly how much it is. You can take a look at my unboxing video for this to see the exact details. But this is fun just strictly because of the art. And then, you know, the guidebook is great too. The packaging is fun. It feels very luscious. The cardstock is that buttery velvet feel, and there are the matte black edges, as well as the cardstock itself is matte. This is your Halloween archetype for sure. Everything in here is fun. With the name Tarot, I thought this was going to be a lot scarier, a lot more frightening, but it's just more fun. It's like, you know, those Halloween specials that you used to watch as a kid. It's very much a fun environment with these cards. Spooky, but not terrifying. If you're someone who likes to use just the major arcana for your readings, this is great. If you're someone who likes to use tarot cards in your spell work or your rituals, this would be great for that too, for this spooky season. I like using different themed decks for my different rituals and stuff, so this is always fun to break out for that. So lots of fun, different imagery here. So it's not very terrifying at all. A little spooky, but not that bad. We have the vampires. It's just fun. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, so I'll show you how it shuffles. It's a little harder to shuffle a smaller deck because you're working with less, but it shuffles just fine. I would love to know if you are the type of person that only likes to work with the major arcana, because it is kind of like a niche thing. Not everybody likes to do it. And if you own this deck, let me know what you think. I think it's a lot of fun. I like to bring it out around this time of year now. All right, let's move on. All right, next we have the Jackolantern Tarot. This is by Giuliano Costa, published by Lo Scarabeo, in multiple languages, retailing for $24.95. I believe this came out last year. To be honest, my years have run together since 2020, if you know what I mean. So this is 78 spooky and magical tarot cards with instructions. The instructions are pretty decent. As always, if you need more explanation, grab yourself a handy dandy trusted tarot reference book, but there's enough in here to get you by. And like I said, multiple languages means it's accessible to more people, so that's always great to see. And then there are the backs. It is a gloss. It is a little bit more on the spooky side. It is more surreal. This deck is, as you can see here, crazy surreal. It's fun. It's different, but there's not any big diversity in here. So if that's something that you're looking for in a spooky deck, this is not going to be one with it. But it is beautifully rendered. Like I said, so much surrealism, and it gives it a different take on the Rider-Waite-Smith imagery for sure. And it shuffles really great. The cardstock is nice. I don't usually have an issue with Lo Scarabeo cardstock, but this takes on a more darker twist to the Rider-Waite-Smith, but like in a positive light, if that makes any sense at all. You know, like it's just the little details around the the artwork that you're like, huh, okay, this makes me feel a little uneasy. This is a little dark and twisted, but it still has that, you know, shiny light to it. So you can play a lot with duality with this deck. Like, isn't that like the most interesting devil? Like, not my cup of tea with that, but it's different. It's definitely surreal is the word of the day for this deck. Let me know if you own it, because I don't really know many people that have told me they own this deck. It'd be interesting to see if you do. So yeah, the shuffle's just fine. It's a nice sturdier cardstock. So let me know all your thoughts down below. All right, a deck that is not technically a Halloween deck, but absolutely can be utilized as one, is the Disney Villains Tarot deck. This is published by Insight Editions, and it is illustrated by Ellie Goldwine and authored by Minerva Siegel. It retails for $24.99 in the US and $33.99 in Canada. If you are a huge Disney fan, or a Disney adult as we are now called, you know that the Disney Villains come out at September, like the end of September, for the Halloween season. So this is a deck that you can very much use for Halloween. I love this deck. I feel like it encompasses and embodies the Disney Villains very well. The minors are actually well done too. They are very easily readable, and they aren't just symbols. There's like actions taking part in the scenes. There are some villains that I wish that were put in here, but you know, I'm going to call this deck a win strictly because we have been disappointed by a few other Insight Edition decks. So this is great to see that they use the library of Disney villains to their advantage in not only the major, but the minor as well. So it has a lot of spooky, fun scenes with all of the shenanigans that the villains get up to. And it actually is very fun to utilize and to read with. I absolutely love this edition. Shuffle's just great. I think it's fun. It's also very quirky and cheeky in here as well. The guidebook is great. It gives you enough information to get through your reading if you are a beginner, and it has some fun spreads in the back as well. There's the Diamond in the Rough, the Poison Apple, and Ursula's Cauldron. So it's very fun. I know a lot of you love this deck, and a lot of you were very hesitant to get this deck just because of your experience with other ones in the past. But if you are a villains fan, I highly suggest picking it up, if not for a collective purpose. All right, let's continue. Next up, new to this year of 2022, we have the Spoopy Tarot. This is by Ami Naily, and they also authored the Kawaii Tarot. So if you liked that one, this is very similar, just with more spoopy elements here. So it's very fun, very cute, and it's published by Sterling Ethos, retailing for $24.99 in the US and $32.99 in Canada. I like the packaging. It's reminiscent of the Liminal 11 packaging. Very fun. It's just so cute. Very minimal too. If you are a person that likes to read decks that are minimalistic, this is very much up your alley here. Very cute, as the Kawaii author suggests. And it's just like, some of these are very quirky and different. This is my favorite one because I love little ghosties. So it might be a little hard to read for beginners because it's so simple, but the minors are fun. They are a little bit more dynamic than what we might be used to with pip decks, like Three of Cups there. The cups are potions, wands are candies or lollies, pentacles are eyeballs, and I'm missing this. I think the swords are still swords. I can't remember. But it's so minimal but fun at the same time. Like, you can tell what's going on. Oh, bones are the swords. I'm so sorry. You can tell what's going on without it being a huge, big picture here. Look how cute. So it is also really good quality of cardstock. It is on the thicker side and a gloss. And we'll see how it shuffles. So yeah, I haven't used it a lot yet because it's pretty brand new to me as of filming this video, but it's been so cute to just take a peek at. And then the guidebook itself has a lot of information in here, so I was impressed with that too. So if you are a beginner and are drawn to this deck, the guidebook will help you out if the imagery is a little bit hard for you at the moment. So if you own this, let me know what you think. In our house, it is not officially Halloween or spooky season unless Hocus Pocus is involved. So hence why this is on the list. We have new to this year of 2022 of filming. We have the Hocus Pocus Tarot Deck and Guidebook by Minerva Siegel and Tori Schaefer, illustrated by Dread, retailing for $24.99 in the US and $33.99 in Canada, published by Inside Editions. This deck had you guys split. You loved it because it was Hocus Pocus. However, you were disappointed because of the minors, and rightfully so. There are some that make you scratch your head. But the artwork is gorgeous. It is definitely nostalgic. It is one of those decks where you look at it and you're like, okay, yeah, this is Halloween now. Halloween can begin. Great deck for collectors. The minors can be good in some situations, in some cards. However, again, it leaves us wanting more. Some of the choices can be a little, I don't know about that. But overall, it's a fun deck to work with. It's, you know, like I said, it's Halloween. It embodies everything, you know, you would want in a fun, whimsical Halloween deck. So I really enjoy it. I think the choices for the major arcana were on point, and some of the court cards were like very much like, yes, this makes a lot of sense. There's a lot in here that brings you back to like that first time when you watched Hocus Pocus and you're just amazed and in awe of like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? So yeah, lots of fun. The artwork is, like I said, dynamic and fun. The guidebook is, you know, very similar to all of the other Insight Edition guidebooks. Very enough information to get you by and fun to use. And then there are some fun spreads back here too. We have the Wisdom of the Witches, the Cat's Eye, and then we've got the Hocus Pocus spread. So very fun. I had to add it in because, like I said, it's not Halloween without Hocus Pocus. Shuffle's just fine. I think it's great for a collector's edition. Anybody who, you know, is obsessed like I am with the movie, and it brings back all of the fun nostalgia of childhood. Let me know if you own this or if you did not purchase it because you were upset with the minors. The next deck we've got is the Horror Tarot. Again, try saying that name 5 times fast. This is again published by Insight Editions. It's illustrated by Miss Abigail Larson, written by Aria Gimter. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. And Minerva Siegel. This retails for $24.99 in the US, $33.99 in Canada. This, again, if you watched my Dark Aesthetic tarot deck, you can tell that I really love this. It's very fun, very much Halloween oriented as far as we've got spooky characters, we've got the dark aesthetic all throughout this deck. It's very gorgeously illustrated. Very easy to utilize the energy in the cards too, because you can understand where the archetypes are coming from. Very fun for Halloween. It's spooky and it's scary, but it's not terrifying, if that makes sense. Like there's a playfulness to it. It's fun. The only critique I have is like underneath here, you can see that that's the title. And then up top at the majors, we've got the number. So it is a little hard to read with the foiling sometimes with it being so small. So I would have loved to have had it a little bit bigger. But it's just very fun. Like I said, I adore Abigail Larson's work. I am very biased. I will pretty much purchase anything she decides to make because it's an art style that's very nostalgic for me. It reminds me a lot of like Don Bluth and Disney if they had a horror child baby. So it shuffles really great. Again, the book is very similar to all the other Insight Edition decks. It shuffles just great. I believe there were spreads in the back too. Yeah, we have Hiding in Shadow, Exorcise the Demons. Ooh, spooky. And then we've got Deal with the Devil. So it's very much on point with the archetypes, very spooky, very fun. Like I said, guidebook is great. I absolutely am thrilled with this one. I feel like the minors were done really well and the majors were on point too. So, I mean, look at that. Ooh. It might not be everybody's cup of tea. It's a little bit more on the spookier macabre side for Halloween. And if that is your bag, there you go. All right, we are down to the last one here next. The last deck I have for you in this part 2 Halloween Tarot edition is the Trick or Treat Tarot by Barbara Moore, illustrated by Jonathan Hunt, published by Llewellyn. This retails for $31.99 in the US. I didn't expect to fall in love with this deck as much as I did, but oh my gosh, the nostalgia. Holy smokes. It just took me back to trick-or-treating around my neighborhood, to those Halloween house parties that we used to have, and all of the fun, like, just shenanigans that we would get up to. I just fell in love. Look at the fun back. And honestly, I know a lot of people don't like Llewellyn cardstock, but I love it. It's glossy, it holds up decently enough, and I love the way it shuffles. So we have a lot of the fun, scary, spooky costumes as well as the whimsical ones too. And they are just slightly off from the licensed characters that they remind you of. So it's just a lot of fun. The minors are dynamic and you can utilize the energy from them pick it all up. It's fantastic that way. It's just, it brings back so much to me. Like, we used to go through the corn mazes, trick-or-treating. We've got the knockoff Sanderson sisters here. It's just a lot of fun. And it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's just whimsical, fun. And I have just been adoring using it. So now that you saw a bit of that, I'll show you how it shuffles. Like I said, I enjoy shuffling a Llewellyn deck. So yeah, oh, there we go. The knockoff Elvira. It's just a lot of fun. And the guidebook is great too. I really love anything Barbara Moore writes. I feel like she's very knowledgeable and she explains everything in a wonderful way. So you're going to get a lot of use out of the guidebook if you are a beginner or if you are just needing a little bit of help. It's a great tool to utilize. And then there are some spreads in the back too. We have the trick or treat, the haunted house, message from the other side, gathering the harvest, and then, you know, your basic spreads here too. So a lot of information here for you guys and a lot of great quality here for the price tag. And like I said, this just brought back a lot of fun memories for me. So I really love it. So this is brand new again in the year of 2022. So which deck is your favorite out of all of these? Do you own any of them? Are you a Halloween nostalgic person like I am? So like anything Halloween you're there for? Did I show you decks that you weren't aware of? Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to check out the links in the description box below. Thank you so much to Madam Glam for sponsoring this video again. Don't forget to check out the link in the description box as well as in the pinned comment by me to get your special discount. And thank you all for spending your time with me. I enjoy and appreciate each and every one of you so much. And then also don't forget the link tree in the description box has all of my social media as well as the Etsy shop of mine that you can get a private reading should you want to. And if you are viewing this anytime between September of 2022 to the 30th of October 2022, there is a special on my Etsy running for 30% off. So check all of that out. If you are a viewer, you get to take special advantage of that. So thank you so much again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.